Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what suits you best. I'm back again. Um, I'm just gonna do a real short video here, just to show some changes I've made to my new bridge. When I first designed it, I really designed it because I wanted to have a bridge that was gonna have phenomenal field of view, while also still having, I've already heard some people say, you should use the Starborn pilot seat, which has no screens or anything on it, because that way it doesn't block any of your view. I don't want to do that. The Starborn I kind of view as like a hyper advanced versus the rest of the ship manufacturers. And while I do believe Matilija Aerospace I want it to represent like a very advanced ship builder, it still, takes place in the reality of the 24th century. It's not you know, it's still within the 24th century realm of technology as far as what's available. So it needs to be somewhat comparable to the other ship manufacturers. It doesn't have to be, it's not that it can't be more advanced than them. It's just that it needs to be comparable, which is why, I've tried to keep it somewhat balanced, not crazy overpowered or anything. But I have come up with some changes for this bridge. Number one is the pilot seat, but what I've done is I've taken the Stroud pilot seat from the Viking cockpits, and I have worked on redesigning it here to be a Matilija Aerospace pilot seat. You can see it's got some Matilija Aerospace branding. There's no Stroud branding anywhere on it. It's got like the logo and everything. And I've also put another logo on the front. And the color scheme I've changed to match my ship interior. And the reason I've used the Stroud is because it's got this open front section, which I did not mean to walk off the edge of that. My bad. Anyways, I'm just gonna show you here. Field of view is pretty phenomenal with this pilot seat and the other changes I've made to the cockpit, which I'll go over here. You can see it's just, I've got field of view all the way from left to right and even like top to bottom. Now when I do look up, you get a little bit of that bar, and even like when I look down, sure, you get a little bit more of that platform down below us, but it's almost window edge to edge. It is now definitely the best field of view you will get in a cockpit that isn't a Starborn cockpit. And on top of that, you still get your nice display screens that show like system issues and everything, which I think are, personally, I just find them immersive and cool. So now one other change that I might be making here, only because now that I'm actually looking at this pilot seat, I kind of want that targeting. So you'll see there's three screens. There's the one on the right, and then there's the two on the left. The one on the farthest left is your targeting reticule, and then you've got your systems screen there towards the center on the left, and then you've got your like pitch and roll screen on the right. Pitch and roll screen, I like where it's at, but I'm thinking about swapping the targeting and the systems screens. That way the targeting screen is closer to the center, just because I think that would look better. But that's change number one in these bridges. The other change is actually to the design and the bridge itself. Now, the main layout and everything is the same, but the biggest difference is this ramp here. I now have it going farther forward by about, I want to say about 6 feet farther forward, closer to the glass. And that was partly because we wanted to get the field of view better up and down. And I've also lowered this platform by about a foot or two. And that's just so that we can keep our head kind of near the middle, just slightly above that center bar. And I've already verified that even doing that and lowering it, I can still, you can still get your NPCs in here, no problem. They can fit underneath that. If you go into third person here, you can kind of see that there's still actually quite a bit of headroom there. From first person, it doesn't look like there would be that much, but there's actually, a good 1.5 feet of headroom. And since people are going to be sitting down under here, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I might go ahead and throw like a light or something above this center part. Just to, well, I don't know if I want to do that or not, because I'm afraid that would wash things out. But anyways, so those changes are definitely going to be in my next update. The other thing that I'm going to do for my next update, because I've definitely heard enough people say that they aren't super happy with the high level requirements for these bridges. So all of my cockpits that I have, including my Deratech inspired cockpits, the Starborn cockpit, they all start at level 10. That's the lowest level cockpit I offer. And my highest level Deratech inspired cockpit is level 75, and then I have these bridges at level 95. I'm going to cut all of those down. I'm going to basically cut all of the bridge level cockpit and bridge level requirements in half. So when I'm done, I will have my lowest level cockpit available starting at level 5, and my bridges will start being available at level 50. And like my highest level Deratech inspired cockpit, I'll probably have available at like level 40, and my lowest level Deratech inspired cockpit will be available at 5, and then everywhere in between, basically every 5 to 10 levels, you'll get a new cockpit available up until level 50. That won't affect any games that already have the bridges or anything. Like I said, all I'm doing is going to be changing their level requirements. I am still going to keep the ship design requirements the same though. So my bridges require ship design level 4. They're still going to require ship design level 4. Same thing with like the Starborn cockpit, which I think I currently have available at level 30, but it's still ship design level 4. And then I also have like my Deratech inspired cockpits. I think they are all ship design level 2 or 3. I think the lowest level one is ship design 1, but I think the rest of them are either 2 or 3. But anyways, neither here nor there. Those changes will be coming in my next update. And now my update's primarily going to be focused on performance improvements on various halves and everything, as well as fixing like any glaring issues like bad flips or bad snap points on parts. I've already started to go through some of my parts, and I'm methodically going through them. I'm doing one at a time, and I've got a notebook here that I am writing down any issues that I come across. And after I go through every single part and discover all of the issues and what they are and have it all jotted down, then I will go and I start making the changes necessary to fix them. And I will make the changes one at a time until I hopefully have every single issue resolved, so that starting with my next update, or after my next update, every update after that should simply be just adding new stuff and not having to worry about a bunch of small little things that need to be fixed. I'm hoping to have pretty much all of the issues resolved. With obviously the exceptions of like people having issues connecting like extendable platforms, and that's unfortunately that's not really an issue with the mod itself. That's an issue just with how the game engine handles collision modeling. But even that, I'm working on trying to improve those things so that people have fewer issues with them. So like I said, just wanted to show off the changes for the cockpit and the bridge. I hope people appreciate the changes. I think that, like I said, I think it'll make the field of view a lot better from these bridges, which was the entire, like my entire goal when I first designed them in the first place, was to have like really good field of view, and it didn't turn out quite as good as I thought it was going to, and so I had to make some minor adjustments to it. But I think with these adjustments, it does turn out the way I wanted it. So yep, anyways, just a small video. Hope you guys have a great one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.